Biggest pain point in our business has been cash flow, because all of our revenue goes into stock. It's a problem that lots of retail businesses have. You have a cash flow gap. You pay for your stock. You don't get paid by your retailers until 30 days after delivery. So you have to front that risk.
And demand as well, meeting the demand. So it's like, how much available cash do we have? How big an order can we place to keep the business growing at the pace that it's growing at? And then ultimately, we've just found that we've never really had enough cash to make a big enough order. So then we've always sold out most of our products, to be honest, but our like show-stopping styles, the top ones, the unicorn, the dinosaur, they always sell out. So then it's a really hard game between, you know, that's been the biggest challenge, just working out how do we afford enough stock to keep up with the pace of our business.
And that's why Treyd are so important to us. Genuinely, we were trying to find a solution to that problem for quite a while before we found Treyd, and we explored lots of different options, and none of them were quite right. But a lot of them, they don't finance your stock or your production. A lot of them are revenue based or marketing based, and we just couldn't find the right thing. A lot of those other options are good. They can be used alongside what Treyd does. People fund your marketing and they get paid back from your revenue. They take a percentage every month. That's great, but that doesn't solve the problem of having to pay a large amount of money on stock upfront that you only recoup a number of months later. Then the other option was really traditional trade finance, which is an absolute nightmare. It's so outdated, so much paperwork. They'll only fund certain retailers.
It was an archaic system, mountains of paperwork. You go on a call and there'd be like 4 people on this call, and you'd be like, I'm trying to work out what you all actually do because you're all telling me the same thing.
We actually got quite far down the line, that option. And in the end, we were just like, this is so outdated. Someone needs to solve this problem. And we just couldn't go through with it because it was a full-time job just to do all of the paperwork.
I was about to say, we might have had to bring someone on board to manage their lending system.
And in the end, it wasn't even what we needed anyway, because they would only fund a really small amount of our retailers that were only in a certain place. Not the international ones. Only the UK ones. It was really not what we needed. So then luckily Treyd then came along.
Treyd are good because you guys take in the whole picture. You don't look at it just one dimensional. It's like, let's take a more outward view of this business. What is the business? What numbers are they doing? What channels are they using? Who are their retailers? It feels like more of a partnership, and it feels genuinely like trying to support a small business that Treyd believes in, and actually just taking into consideration all the different revenue channels. So far, it's been fantastic working with Treyd so far, and we're like growing the facility. Ultimately, it's pretty much helping us build a sustainable business model and helping us keep up with the demand, because what it does, it allows us to, with all that cash that was tied up into our production runs, we're now using to grow the brand and marketing and recoup all the sales from the retailers. And it gives us time to actually close those POs, get the cash in, and then repay the Treyd invoice. So it's just a really smart lending system. And I'm sure that's why why you guys are growing so fast and doing so well.
So from Treyd covering our stock, that frees up our working capital, like Ed said, to spend on marketing or things that are going to build the brand. We've always been really restricted with the amount of stock we can produce. We've always stretched ourselves with what we're able to afford. We've always sold out. But having a growing facility allows us to put in bigger orders, and it drives our costs down, margins are better, and the business is more profitable.